Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to you to another day of finals here in Osijek in Croatia for the 2023 European Championships for shotgun. Well, we've been here over 2 weeks and we're now into the finals. We have today, tomorrow and Tuesday with live coverage for you here from this very famous range. My name is Rory McAllister and I'm delighted to be your commentator for this trap women's final. Well, quick look at the conditions. Yep, big change. 16 degrees, which is much cooler than it's been over the last 14 days. Humidity quite high at 87% and just a little bit of wind as well, 5 meters per second, as you can see with the trees and the leaves in the background. And cloud cover, well, it's overcast here today. There was a big thunderstorm here in Croatia yesterday. Lots of rain, lots of thunder in the afternoon after 2 weeks of glorious sunshine and temperatures around 30 degrees Celsius, but not today. So here's some technical details for the event you're about to witness. As usual, eco-friendly target types, 12 gauge shotguns being used with a maximum weight of 4 kilos and the cartridge shot weight no heavier than 24.5 grams. Here's an idea of what some of the shotguns look like. Not all, because parts of the shotgun are customizable, and you'll see that as the finals progress today. We've got the trap women final coming up in just a second, and then the trap men will follow at 4 p.m. local time here in Croatia. Let's have a look back at qualification earlier today. So that was qualification earlier on today, and here's how it finished up. 4 athletes with the top spot of 118 targets, and another 2 on 117. Tricky conditions as well this morning because the sun did come out and then faded away again. So with shotgun shooting, daylight, of course, plays such a big part in everything that's happening, particularly, of course, if you're out there on the field of play. So our athletes here in the preparation area. This is just behind the scoreboard at the moment. So you can see the tubs in front of them with the cable ties, which were all locked and sealed. Just looking at Fatima Galvez there, just taking some ammunition for the final. And all of the cartridges are weighed and checked. Some are taken in sample envelopes as well, but it's very rare that we get a problem these days. So the illustrious Fatima Galvez, how will she do today? Such a prolific shotgun shooter. I know I've watched her in many finals over the years. Quota places. Well, at least there's one available for this trap final, although we do have 3 athletes already with a quota place. Silvana Stanco of Italy is one. Fatima Galvez of Spain, who I've just mentioned, and also Carole Cormenier of France. So it means the other athletes do have a quota place available to go to Châteauroux in France next summer for the Paris Olympic Games. I know it's less than a year away. They don't half come around thick and fast, particularly when, of course, you had Tokyo, which was a year late in 2021. So it's only been a 3-year gap. Here's Ivana Plavic, who is our announcer for today. Big heavy jacket on today as well to keep herself warm. Conditions much different than we've been used to over the last 14 days or so here in Osijek. But everyone's in good spirits. We've checked the weather and we're pretty sure that it should stay away for at least the next 2 hours. So we should be okay to get both of these finals without the rain and the medal ceremonies. So, our first athlete, 22-year-old Maria Inês Calero de Barros of Portugal. Next athlete to come out, 27-year-old from Turkey, Sofia Temesdemir. And here comes Silvana Stanco, now 30 years old, representing Italy. 4 times a gold medalist at World Cups and a World Championships bronze medal at Changwon in the individual trap finals. Fatima Galvez just looks so focused, so determined, representing Spain. Tokyo gold medalist in the mixed team and a former world champion. And here's the ever delightful Mopsi Varoma of Finland. Mopsi's the eldest in this final at 42 years old, a former junior world champion as well. She's been shooting for an awful long time, and a bronze medalist in the trap women at the World Cup in Baku. Here comes Carole Cormenier of France, now 33 years old. Trap team women gold medalist at the World Championships. That was here in Osijek, and also a gold medalist at Alain at the World Cup in 2019. Here's our ref for today, and he's a jury, and he's a doctor as well. Michael Elevine of Germany on the left of your picture at the moment, and then Alkis Kitaris of Cyprus, our referee in charge. A very experienced man. Oh, you need experienced people, don't you, for finals such as this. So here's how they line up then. Maria Inês Coelho de Barros of Portugal, alongside Sofia Temesdemir of Turkey, Silvana Stanco of Italy, Fatima Galvez of Spain, Mopsi Varoma of Finland, and Carole Cormenier of France. And that's Custodio Ezequiel, who's the Portuguese coach, as we're just doing the test fire. This is Pekka Manuela of Finland. Again, such a vast wealth of experience in the world of shotgun shooting. And Emre Guray. Again, another jolly man, always has a smile on his face, although he doesn't at the moment, but believe me, he's a happy chap. This is Jose Bladas of France. Just settling in, getting ready for this final, knowing that Carole Cormenier already does have a quota place. And Marcelo Dradi is coach for Spain. So crowd gathering, some in rain jackets as well. I don't think we're going to see any rain though. Having checked the forecast, we're pretty sure that the rain should stay away. So during the test fire, this is just where the athletes can get settled in, get used to the field of play, and then get the final underway. So the format will be, as you can see on your screens, 5 targets per athlete, each rotating at the firing positions, hit or miss, and up to 25 targets is when then we'll see our first elimination. 6th place will leave after 25 targets. Then another 5 to 30, then 35 and 40, and all the way up to 50. And only if we have a tie at the end, that's when we'll go to a shoot-off situation for gold and silver. So this is Mopsi Varoma, the eldest athlete in this final, and opens up with a hit. So you can see there Carole Cormenier with the golden trigger. A bit like we showed you in the graphic just before the final started. And do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll get all the finals pop up for you. It's much easier to watch the finals back as well at a later date. And you can follow us on all social media platforms as well. If you go to the European Shooting Confederation website, all the information for you on social media platforms is there, along with a very handy link to our YouTube channel. So missed that time from Mopsy. So Fatima Galvez also with 2 misses so far. And you'll see the coaches there with the VAR signal, or the VAR cards. And each coach has the right to initiate one VAR review. And if that's successful, and if it's a successful upheld request, then they can carry that forward one more time. But if it's turned down, then they lose their VAR request. So you just see Mopsy as well there with that high rise, lowers down into the shotgun to take the shot. That one was a miss. And in the final, you only get one shot at each target. In qualification, you are allowed to take 2 shots per target. So Silvana Stanko with a miss. You can just see how the targets are moving in the wind as well today. Mopsy really does need a hit this time. Although it's the early stages of this final, you don't want the others to slip away too much. It's another miss for Mopsy of Finland. Meanwhile, Kamoni of France now on 3 hits. So Coelho de Barros of Portugal, at least with the last 3 hits for those targets, up to 4 out of 5. And Silvana Stanko, left-handed, manages to get that one, so she's up to 4. Galvez also with a vital hit there. And that's another one for Mopsy Voroma. And Cormelier also with a hit, so finishes on 4. So got 3 athletes tied on 4 out of 5. We now move on to the next 5 targets. So this final so far has a nice pace to it as well. We've had some pretty pacey finals in the junior competitions over the last few days. But of course, when it comes to the senior competitions, a lot of them have been around so long and know just how to get on with business. That's a terrific hit there, that last shot. Great hit from Comornier, France. And Silvana Stanko this time with a miss, but still on 5 hits. So another miss for Mopsy Vroma. Now on 3, the lowest of the others so far. Cormenier, meanwhile, is now up to 6. Great shot down the middle from Silvana Stanko. Now the trap machines in the bunker, there's 3 machines per firing position, so 15 trap machines in total. All have a randomized sequence. And Varoma has missed that one. But one thing the athletes do know is that of the 5 targets, they'll shoot 2 to the left, 1 in the middle, and 2 to the right. But they come out at varying degrees and angles and heights. So normally once we get up to about 10 targets, the final sometimes starts to take shape in terms of form and who could be leading all the way. Things can change, of course, but after 10 targets, you do tend to get a bit of separation here and there. So Galvez with a miss there, stays on 5. Chance for Mopsy Varoma to catch up a little bit and manages to hit that one. Carol Cormenier with a quota place already. Shake of the head. Didn't like that one. And who would when you miss in a European Championship final? That's a great shot from Coelho de Barros. The youngest of the competitors, only 22 years old. Took a bronze medal at the President's Cup in Egypt last year. And Coelho de Barros also with a gold medal in Egypt in the individuals. That was at the World Cup early this year in 2023. Fatima Galvez also already has a quota place. Mopsy Varoma, who is one of the 3 that's eligible for the quota place in this final. Maria Inés Coelho de Barros of Portugal is the other. And Sofia Temesdemir of Turkey also is eligible for a quota place. So we're now 10 targets deep into this trap final, and here's how it stands. 2 at the top on 8 out of 10. Temesdemir and Stanko. And then we have 2 also on 7, but the scoreboard will take better shape as this final starts to progress. So another 5 targets now per athlete. So a bit of a vital hit for Mopsy Varoma there, because with another miss, she really would be slipping away and would have been 3 or 2 behind some of the others. Cormenier were meanwhile on 9, as now is Coelho de Barros. Temesdemir with a great shot. Silvana Stanko, the only left-hander in this final, has missed that one. There was a chance to go to double figures for her, but not to be at the moment. Meanwhile, Fatima Galvez has 2 in a row so far. Oh, and that's a great shot from Mopsy Varoma. That clay really was racing off to the left-hand side. Cormenia with a miss. Referee's hand goes up. And Coelho de Barros seemed to be just under that one as it came out to the right. And again, Temi Demis was, I think, so disappointed she missed that one. Stanko, meanwhile, now is the first athlete into double figures. Now another hit here for Mopsy Varoma of Finland, and she can close the gap. And that's a miss. That clay flings off to live a happy life lying on the grass. And that's a miss from Coelho de Barros. There was a chance to go to 10 for the joint lead, with Stanko of Italy still to shoot. And you've just noticed there as well the athletes who spin and turn off towards the right-hand side. Those are the rules. You can't turn to the left because you'd then be facing other athletes. So you spin off to the right and then take a walk. And you have to go behind the referee as well. So you're just seeing there Coelho de Barros coming into shot. As in terms of our camera pictures, the actual shot there rather than her actual shot. But you walk behind the referee so that you're not blocking his or her view. And what's happening to Carol Cormenia? She's really started quite strongly and has missed the last three. Great shot from Temis Deme, up to 11 now. Stanko can go into the lead. And it's a miss. So two athletes now tied on 11. We're still going to be without a clear leader in this final as Galvez turns that clay to dust. Is also now on 11. And you'd have to say Mopsy Varoma really needs to hit this one. And does so. Great shot. Cormenia also with a hit, so moves into double figures, and there'll be two athletes on 10, 3 on 11, and Mopsy Varoma still in single figures on 8 hits. So there's some work to do for Mopsy. So we're now within the next 10 targets for our first elimination after 25 targets. So this is really when I feel that the final really starts to take shape. And Pekka Manua, who's the Finnish coach, looking on, just wondering whether or not Mopsy Varoma will survive in this final, because the others are just starting to put some distance between themselves. That's a terrific shot, just as that clay raced off at a fairly low angle off to the left. Really difficult to hit because you've got to get in front of it in order to then pull the trigger and then make the pellets hit the targets. Great shot from Galvez right in the middle. And Mopsy Varoma of Finland really needed that hit. Another great shot this time from Cormenia, who seems to have recovered over the last few targets. And still, as of yet in this final, we haven't had a 5 out of 5 clean sweep yet, but Coelho de Barros of Portugal is on for that, as is Fatima Galvez. Still without a miss, and there's 3 in a row. Great shooting from Fatima. So let's just do some maths here. So Mopsi Varoma now into double figures, but can only get a maximum of 17 because she has the 2 remaining targets for the moment, and then another 5. And she's also wearing bib number 5. So if Cormenier of France goes 17 or higher, that could be interesting. If they're both on 17, then it'll be Cormenier who will leave the final, based on a lower bib number, wearing bib number 6. So Coelho de Barros is still on for the perfect 5 in this last phase of this final. Varoma, meanwhile, with another hit. Fatima Galvez also with 4 in a row. And Cormenier shoots closer to sealing Mopsi Varoma's fate. Varoma can only hope for a total of 17. So Coelho de Barros with 5 out of 5. The first time in this final that we've had all 5 hits in a row. And Silvana Stanko up to 15. So 3 tied for the lead so far, with Fatima Galvez to shoot. She was one of 4 tied. And that was no target by the looks of things. And hits that one. So Galvez will be the clear leader. For the first time in this final, there will be one athlete who is above the rest. And Cormenier with another hit up to 14. So the best, as I said, Mopsi Varoma can hope for is 17 if she gets the next 5. She's on 12 at the moment, but it's Fatima Galvez, no surprise there for me, of Spain, who leads on 16 hits. 3 athletes tied on 15, and Carole Cormenier of France on 14. Just a reminder that Stanko, Galvez and Cormenier already have a quota place. So the quota place for the Paris Olympic Games is available for Turkey, for Finland, and also for Portugal. So Fatima Galvez has confirmed her survival in this final, because even if she was to tie with Mopsi, and that's highly unlikely, with 5 targets to go, obviously bib numbers would come into place. And that's a great hit for Mopsi Varoma, who just needs to keep on hitting if she's to survive. So Coelho de Barros of Portugal also now on 17 hits, so survival secured. And Galvez with a miss that time, so 3 athletes now on 17. Cormenier with 16 needs one more though, because Varoma can still get to 16. 3 in a row for Coelho de Barros, looking good. Stanko just raises her hand, not quite ready, so just taking a moment just to reset. I think it was not quite happy with the grip. Great shot though. Now on 18 alongside Coelho de Barros. Fatima Galvez now also on 18 hits. And this is Mopsy's shot to stay in this final. And it is indeed a hit, so Varoma on 14. But that hit from Carole Cormenier means that it's over for Mopsy Varoma. She will be leaving this final no matter what happens. And that's how it works sometimes in shotgun and across the other disciplines too of rifle pistol. Sometimes it becomes a mathematical impossibility for you to stay in. So a miss from Stanko. Had 3 in a row otherwise. Galvez with a miss. So just some misses creeping in over the last couple of targets as we move to this next elimination. And first elimination actually for this final. And that's great shooting from Cormenier. She's really picked up. There's 4 targets in a row. Just put some pressure on the other 3 who are also on 18. Coelho de Barros now moves up to 19. So Galvez, this is to join the leaders. She was the clear leader after 20 targets, but now there's another 3 tied for the top. No target for Mopsy in her final shot. She knows already she's eliminated, but even when you're eliminated, just nice to finish on a hit. And does so. So a disappointing day for Mopsy Varoma, but still an achievement to make the final nonetheless. She'll be leaving in 6th place. So Mopsy Varoma of Finland leaves the final on a total of 16 hits, much to the applause of the crowd as well, which is always nice to hear, even for the eliminations, not only just for the medals. And Mopsy will go and take her seat and watch the rest of the final. So Galvez was leading, now 3 at the top, all tied, 4 even athletes on 19 hits, with just Temiz Demir of Turkey on 18 out of 25. So over the next 5 targets per athlete, we'll have our next elimination for 5th place. So Coelho de Barros opens up with a hit going into the next elimination phase, and Temiz Demir with a miss this time, so stays on 18 hits. Here's Silvana Stanko, notably left-handed, and takes that target down the middle. So she knows that she's had her target in the middle, and now knows that the remaining 4 will be 2 to the left and 2 to the right. But it's all randomised, so she can't be quite sure. And that's a miss for Cormenier. And a miss for Coelho de Barros. So again, will we start now to see some separation, because we've had quite a lot of ties. And you know that sometimes that can last and athletes can be tied moving on to the latter stages of the final, but often it does start to break up after the first elimination. A disappointing shot for Galvez at this stage. Menia, meanwhile, who came in wearing bib number 6 this final, shooting very well. So no target called. Great shot from Stanko. 3 targets in a row, now on 22 hits. That's a fantastic reaction from Custodio Ezequiel. Because it's secure survival. And like that in trap shooting, skeet shooting also as well. It's just a little bit easier to do the maths with the hit or miss. So just working things out actually, with 22 hits for Coelho de Barros, that's not only secure survival with the reaction from the coach, but also for the Olympic quota place, which means that Portugal, if they do get a medal, will also have the bonus of the quota place. So that's now been decided. Great moment for Coelho de Barros, who must at least keep her concentration and focus on the job in hand and the remainder of this final. And Comenier with a hit to wrap up her score to 22 for the moment. And Jose Blades with a punch of the air as well. But for Temiz Demir of Turkey, this final is over. And the 27-year-old just takes off her rear defenders and goes to join the coach and take a seat. Silver medalist at the World Cup in Rabat this year, but no medal today. So Coelho de Barros of Portugal is tied at the top with Silvana Stanco, both on 23. And Galvez and Comenier both on 22. So after 30 targets, that's how it stands. Another 5 targets will decide 4th place. It's very close here in Osijek in the European Championships for this final for the trap women. Trap men's final coming up for you. And that's due to start at 4 p.m. local time here in Croatia. So in just under half an hour's time. So if you'd like to join us for the trap men's final as well, feel free to do so. Remember, at any time you can subscribe as well to the ESC video stream on YouTube. Just makes things easier for future finals and for watching finals back at a later date. And also you can go to the European Shooting Confederation website to find out all the details on how to follow on all the social media platforms. And thank you very much in advance if you do so. So Coelho de Barros with a hit up to 24. Stanco also with a hit. Galvez that time with a miss, still on 22. And Comenier of France with a hit on 23. So Comenier with a miss. So was hoping for 2 in a row. So far, the only one with 2 hits so far is Stanco. And this athlete here, Coelho de Barros, who makes it 3 out of 3, shooting so well, and I think looking hot for a medal. Stanco, meanwhile, I don't think is going to lie down at all. Well, one, you couldn't, could you? It's trap shooting. You need to stand. So Comenier really needing a hit to keep pressure on the others. It's a miss this time. Great hit from Coelho de Barros. This 22-year-old Portuguese athlete is absolutely bossing this final. Silvana Stanco, 3 in a row, but now a miss. So it's on 26. No target. So Comenier will go again. And that's a hit. So 24 is her total. Coelho de Barros, can she make it another 5 in a row? She can indeed. World-class shooting here at the European Championships. Silvana Stanco finishes on a solid hit for now, so up to 27. Galvez would like to try and make this 26 hits. And was that a hit? There's no target, was it? So Galvez shoots again. And that's 26. So survival is guaranteed because of that hit. And she'd have stayed in anyway on bib numbers. But it means Carol Comenier, who already has a quota place from other competitions, leaves this final in 4th place, just outside the medals with a total of 25. Quite a painful day whenever you just miss out on the medals, but is congratulated nonetheless by Mopsy Voroma, who also left in 6th place. So we now have our medalists. It's now just a case of who gets what. But Maria Inês Coelho de Barros of Portugal looking so strong at the moment, even though she's only 1 hit in front of Silvana Stanco. Just her form over the last 10 targets has been exceptional. So Coelho de Barros with a hit, Stanco with a hit. Galvez now needs this to stay in with the others, and does get it, 27. So no target. So Alkis Kastidis, the referee from Cyprus, signals shoot again. And that's another fantastic shot. So Coelho de Barros the first to reach 30. Fatima Galvez of Spain, 36 years old now, and is guaranteed a medal. But on 27, the most she can hope for with another 3 hits is 30. So that would mean by bib number, if Silvana Stanco hits her next target, then Fatima Galvez is guaranteed the bronze. Because Coelho de Barros was on 30, now up to 31. So it's a gold or silver for this Portuguese 22-year-old. Stanco with that hit confirms Galvez as the bronze medalist, no matter what happens. And it'd be good for Galvez just to finish on some hits. Gets that one up to 28. Another fantastic shot from Coelho de Barros. Great shot from Stanco. And also from Galvez as well. She already has the bronze medal, but will want to keep on hitting for now. So will Coelho de Barros hit this with another 5 in a row? Can Silvana Stanco also hit her last target for this particular part of the final? Great shot from the 22-year-old. That's fantastic. Silvana Stanco, can she make it 32? And it's a miss. So a crucial stage perhaps of this final as Fatima Galvez now takes her final shot, already confirmed as the bronze medalist. And no target. So we'll have another shot. And finishes with a hit. That's great. 3 in a row. A bronze medal for Spain. And the former world champion Fatima Galvez is a bronze medalist on the European stage. Seems delighted as well. Smile. Drop of the shoulder. Well, it's a bronze. A great day's work. So 2 athletes left, and there's also 2 targets that separates the 2 as well. Maria Inês Coelho de Barros of Portugal on 33, and Silvana Stanco on 31 hits. Who will take the gold? Well, that'll be decided over the next 10 targets, unless there's a tie after 50 targets, in which case we will go to a shoot-off. If you are just joining us, this is the gold and silver medal stage of the trap women's final with Maria Inês Coelho de Barros of Portugal, who we're looking at right now, already with a quota place confirmed as well. So both athletes start this phase of the final with 2 hits. Still 2 targets separates them, 35 against 33. And Stanko has missed that one. That could be crucial. Meanwhile, can 22-year-old Coelho de Barros hold her nerve? That's Custodio Ezequiel, who's the coach. Just in the smaller picture-in-picture there, on the smaller screen. And Stanko with a miss, so 4 targets now separates these two. Great shot from Coelho de Barros. Smiles too. 38 hits out of 45. And Stanko with another miss, so locked on 33. So there's now 5 that separates the two, so it can now go to a possible shoot-off, but Coelho de Barros would need to miss every single target, and the way she's been shooting with that golden trigger, it's looking unlikely. And there we go. That's a gold medal and a quota place. What a day for this 22-year-old Maria Inês Calheiros de Barros of Portugal. A fantastic day here in Osijek for her. And not only her coach, but also the Portuguese team. So Stanko now already a silver medalist, just shooting for a bit of target practice. And let's just enjoy now the rest of this final, knowing that the gold and silver is confirmed. And also that 22-year-old Maria Inês Calheiros de Barros from Portugal also has a quota place for the Paris Olympic Games next summer. So final shot for Maria Inês Calheiros de Barros. The crowd cheering along, not only for the gold medal, but also for the Olympic quota place. And congratulations also to Silvana Stanko of Italy. It's a silver medal for her this time. Another medal for Italy, though, at these European Championships. What a squad the Italians have brought, but look at the efforts there. Maria Inês Calheiros de Barros, 22 years old for Portugal, is not only a gold medalist and the European champion, also has a vital quota place for the Paris Olympic Games. So congratulations all round. Lovely scenes here in Osijek. As coaches come over to embrace and hug, and the Portuguese team so delighted with the efforts of this wonderful 22-year-old who clearly is finding the moment so emotional. And that's what shooting does. It brings tears, particularly at moments like this. It's wonderful to see. So the medalists now just being confirmed. So Fatima Galvez of Spain raises her shotgun in the air, punches the air. Cheeky little poke of the tongue as well from Fatima. And it's another medal to add to her collection. This time it's bronze. Meanwhile, Silvana Stanco of Italy, 30 years old now, is a silver medalist here on the European stage. And what a final, what a performance from 22-year-old Maria Inês Calero de Barros of Portugal. It's a gold medal. It's a very emotional moment. And it's a quota place for the Paris Olympic Games for 2024. I think they're saying we need to raise our shotguns again. She's like, really? Do I have to? Go for it. So Spain with the bronze, Italy with the silver, and Portugal with the gold medal. Thanks very much for joining us today. Remember, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. That makes sure that the finals come up for you on your screens, and also when you're trying to watch finals back as well. Great to see the Olympic logo there next to Maria Inês Calero de Barros' name. A vital quota place, so precious for the Paris Olympic Games. There were 3 athletes in this final who already had a quota place. That was Stanco, Galvez and Comenye, so the quota place was available to the other 3, and it was Maria Inês Calero de Barros of Portugal who managed to get there. So it's been quite an overcast day here in Osijek. The sun has disappeared and left us. It's been here over the last couple of weeks, but not today. I'm just looking back at some glorious moments from this final. Early on it was quite tied, quite close as well. But once we got to the first elimination, Mopsi Varoma of Finland left the final in 6th place, and then some of the scores just started to disperse with a few athletes tied for the lead occasionally. Fatima Galvez was in front for a short part of the final, but then it all started to change once we got to the 5th and 4th eliminations. And it was around that time as well that Maria Inês Calero de Barros of Portugal was confirmed with the quota place. So Temiz Demir of Turkey, who we've just been seeing in slow motion there, was shooting so well early on in the final. It just started to slip away. Meanwhile, Carol Comenye, again, not looking too happy with herself. Some great shots in the middle of the targets, though. And just nice to see some of the dramatic moments that we've just witnessed in this final just happen all over again. It's Fatima Galvez with the bronze medal. Of course, always vital to keep your water intake up. Keep hydrated even when the sun is away. And what a moment. It's all written all over Maria Inês Calero de Barros' face of Portugal. A wonderful day. There's congratulations from, that's Hamish McInnes, who's the lead man at GB Shooting. And a nice embrace, not only from the other athletes, but also from her coach as well. That's Custodio Ezequiel. And it was tears at the end. An emotional moment for this 22-year-old athlete with such a wonderful performance in this final. So a great look back at the women's final. We're about to get underway with the men's. But if for now, if you're leaving us, then thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Cheerio.